Hello my darlings and darklings, welcome back to the Simply Witchery YouTube channel. My name is Leafy, they, them, and I am talking about something really fun today. I am talking about my unconventional or, weird oracle decks that I use in daily readings all the time on Instagram. If you'd like to see some of those, you can go check that out. I kind of wanted to talk about like how I read with things that aren't meant to be oracle decks, why I do it, what I've learned from it. So we're just going to talk about these 3 decks pretty much. So the first one is the Cardcaptor Sakura Oracle, and this deck was really difficult to read with at first. It was the second deck oracle deck that I ever bought. I bought it really because baby Leafy was obsessed I say, with Cardcaptor Sakura, and I always wanted one. My parents never got me one, and so as a grown-up I was like, guess what I'm spending 20 bucks on. Also, a lot of people ask me, so I got this off of eBay. Gosh, it would have been, how long have I been reading? It would have been like 8 years ago, and it was like 20 bucks. It might still be there, it might not, but you can check eBay if you're interested in owning this deck yourself. But I found I really struggled with it in the beginning because there are resources out there on the internet that give you like keywords and meanings for each card, but they didn't make any sense to me, and they didn't make any sense to my intuition. And it wasn't until I sat down and I wrote my own keywords for each card, and then never touched that again, because that exercise alone strengthened my intuition so much that was kind of what prompted me to break away from books and from keyword lists for oracle and tarot readings, because I had enough confidence to look at something and be like, okay, this is what this is saying right now. So that was really beautiful, and that really helped my practice. It really helped me grow as a reader very quickly. So I definitely encourage you to do that. And you can even do that with decks that like have books that you love. Like, just sit down with your favorite oracle deck and just write things down that it makes you think of, and then see how your readings change with that deck based on your own personal correspondences. So that's the Cardcaptor Sakura Oracle deck. The next weird deck I bought was D&D Magic Items. This chonker is a 294 card deck. It's just items that can be used in a D&D game, Dungeons and Dragons for the uninitiated. But this deck I found really gave me it really gives me a lot of actionable advice. Like, it always gives you something to do. This deck is not like, everything's going to be okay, you're going to be fine, and this is how it's going to end up great. A lot of oracles like to comfort people. This one's like, no, here's what you're going to do, and then everything will be fine. But it's really cool, and it helped me learn how to look at something that isn't meant to have a lot of spiritual meaning, and to derive some kind of meaning out of it, to some degree. I think I bought this and this Cards Against Humanity deck, which I'm going to talk about in a second, at the same time. 99% sure I bought them at a Barnes & Noble. Not important, but this one really taught me how to read something, and be like, okay, so like, say this item lets you cast a few spells, so it gives you some personal power, and that personal power manifests in these areas, and that really broadened me as a reader as well, because it's really important to kind of be able to make the connection when you're giving advice from the tarot, to do something, to be able to look at it and be like, okay, this is the area that you need to work on, or this is the thing you need to do, and that's going to affect this. And it really helped me give people better advice, and to be able to word them in a action-oriented kind of way. So that was the D&D magic items. And then Cards Against Humanity, I literally bought this to try and divine with it, like, for the memes. There was a meme that was going all around on Tumblr that probably is still going around on Tumblr, about divining with Cards Against Humanity, and when I had the opportunity, I was like, yeah, let's try it. And the thing that Cards Against Humanity as a divination tool has taught me is that, like, you really can derive meaning from anything if you trust yourself enough. And I've had people, like, my old boss used to make fun of me for collecting, like, the quotes off of, like, the tea bags that have inspirational quotes on their little tabs, or who could find a meaning out of a fortune cookie. And, like, because of this deck, very recently, like in the past, like, 2 weeks, I've been like, oh wait, he's an idiot, that's a skill. And, like, it made me really value my ability to look at anything and to find meaning, and to be able to connect with and understand anything. Because Cards Against Humanity is meant to be a little bit insulting, a little bit wild and crazy and fun. And if you can get meaning out of Cards Against Humanity, you can get meaning out of anything. And it's been a really beautiful way to teach myself to trust myself, and to really value my ability to look at something and be like, this has meaning, let's find out what it is, and to value it for what it has to say. And so to kind of sum up, like, learning how to divine with things that are not meant to be divination tools is really going to strengthen you as a reader. It's going to teach you a lot about yourself. It's going to teach you a lot about your reading style and, like, what you need to do a good reading. And it's going to make you trust yourself, because there are no rules. There aren't any rules, really, with oracle decks in particular, or really with tarot. You can do whatever you want with these things. They're your tools, and no one gets to tell you how to use them. But there's no guidebook for Cards Against Humanity. There's no guidebook for magic items from D&D. Like, you have to create that for yourself, and that'll really, really strengthen you. So if you own Cards Against Humanity, give it a shot. At the very least, it's going to make you laugh, and that is something I think we all need in life. And so enjoy yourself, trust yourself, and have fun with things that aren't meant to be spiritual tools, and make them sacred. Because that's really what you're doing. You're taking something and you're making it sacred, and you're turning it into something that has meaning instead of something that just is. And I think that's really beautiful. So give it a shot. Comment down below and let me know how it goes if you do try it. I would love to hear about your experience. Yeah, so give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Comment down below, like I said, if you have any questions or if you try this out. Subscribe if you haven't already. I upload new videos every Monday. Yeah, and I'll see you next time for another video.